You got it. You gotta show me a picture.
The reason why it's so important to start your journey as a teenager is because you're gonna gain so much insight on who you want to be and what your purpose is. It can lead you to be so much more successful in life. And the way I learned what success is by watching Sahara Rose and Annie Long, and my own experience is doing what you're passionate about, what lights you up, and what can serve others. So essentially, living out your dharma. When you're in this pre-adulthood phase, you face the identity versus role confusion, which is a psychological development phase described by Erik Erikson, a psychologist. You can either develop your own identity or you can face role confusion, which is basically when you're fit into a box by outside influences. It's time to develop your own identity, and your identity is defined by your daily habits, who you interact with, and so much more, and vice versa. So your habits affect your identity. And also, you won't become your best self by just watching this video. You need to actually implement the things that I say and do a lot of work. It doesn't come easily, but the first step is gathering all the information which I have in this video. And the plan is simple. I want you to mold it to your life and make it sustainable. There's no perfect way to live, and the only way to live correctly is one that suits your life, and that's the way it's gonna last. So I hope you're able to gain actionable steps to apply to your own life in this video. So I am currently getting ready to go to math class right now. But before we start, I want to talk to you guys about who do you want to be fundamentally. So I want you guys to assess different areas of your life. So that includes health and fitness. Wait, I'm just going to read out mental health, positivity, spirituality, finance and frugality, intellect, education or career, social, style, environment, your space. So personally, I don't think that this is exactly something that you could just be done with and just like achieve. It's something that you have to be constantly assessing in order to evolve. And as humans, we evolve, we change. Therefore, my goals right now, I'm still doing my hair. My goals right now are gonna be different than in 10 years. I can still be fully this person right now, and that's okay, but it's gonna be different and that's okay. I was reading this book called The Courage to Be Disliked by who? I don't know who it's by, but it's by a philosopher, and it discusses the topics of Alfred Adler, his type of psychology, and it discusses inferior, like being inferior versus inferior. Okay, that is different from being inferior. Being inferior motivates you to become better, but the inferiority complex, you're constantly going down on yourself. This complex causes you to constantly think that you'll never be enough, but being inferior makes you want to be better. So if you're inferior to your best self, you'll want to be better. That's why we always want to make our best self better than who we are right now. And make sure that you're actually addressing every area of your life, because every area of your life needs that loving care. If you're filling all your cup into fitness, then you're taking away from your other parts of your life, like friends, family. So make sure that you're assessing that and rate out of 1 to 10 your goals for it. And yeah, unlearning habits is really important, because what doesn't align with your future self needs to be unlearned. And unlearning is really hard, but I'll teach you guys exactly how to do that right now. So, I'm currently getting ready for the gym, but as I said yesterday, unlearning is really important for the person you want to be, because these habits don't align with the person that you want to be over here. So we have to unlearn these habits to get over here. And the habits make who you are, and who you are composed of your habits. So how do you do it? Stop rewarding yourself every time you complete this unwanted habit. My voice is kind of crispy right now because I just woke up and this is the first time I'm talking today, but the way that James Clear would say, the author of Atomic Habits, is that there's a craving, action, and reward. So you crave getting the reward, so you take this action. So we need to change the action but keep the reward the same. So for example, there are unhealthy forms of dopamine like social media. How can we change that form of dopamine that we're getting it from a healthy place, like eating? That's a healthy form of getting dopamine. So essentially, your craving is for dopamine, and then the action is checking your social media, and the reward is that dopamine rush. So how could we still get that dopamine rush without checking social media? And another way to unlearn a habit is extinction, which is a psychological term for when you stop getting the reward, so you stop completing a certain habit. But that's kind of hard to do because social media always will create that dopamine rush, whether you're me or someone else, like it'll create that dopamine rush. And so this week I really want you to try that with one of your habits. Try changing that action with something that aligns with your best self. So for me, I watch a little too much YouTube, so I want to replace a habit with something a little bit more healthy, maybe reading, or I really want to finish reading The Courage to Be Disliked. My card got full, but let me continue that. So I've been reading The Courage to Be Disliked and I'm only 35% in, and I really want to finish it by the end of August. But the thing is, I watch too much YouTube, so maybe I can replace that time. They both provide entertainment and they both provide relaxation. Reading is relaxing, watching YouTube is relaxing. So I get the same reward, but just a different action that aligns with my goals helps me get closer to my goals. So that's just a little example. So I hope this week you're able to apply that. Now for resetting and reflecting, my third tip for this video. Resetting is essentially part of evolving. As a human, we want to evolve. We don't want to stay stagnant. After 1 month, after something doesn't go as well, we want to reflect and we want to reset. And honestly, I forget about resetting and reflecting when I go to school. That's why I'm always in this like stagnant period, and the only thing that's really developing are my grades. But there's so much more to life than just your grades. And resetting is really important because it allows you to notice that maybe I'm pouring too much into this cup, academia, and not enough to wellness, fitness, friends, family, and into all of those other cups that I mentioned. But obviously there are going to be times where we need to sacrifice to achieve a goal, and that's okay. But for the most part, we should be relatively pouring some into every single cup. For me, there were times where I didn't pour anything into friends because I was so focused on studying for this test and that test and editing my YouTube video. So there needs to be some sort of balance. And since we're mostly all teenagers watching this video, building positive habits of resetting and reflecting every single month is very important. And the way that I reset is, first I put on my robe, be comfy, because this might take a little bit, but I used to do resetting on my bullet journal, and I'll show you guys right over here how I did it. So I made like a whole page and I wrote down the goals that I wanted for a whole month. And then while I was setting up for the month, I wrote meditation, reading, lifting, chin-ups, yoga. And then at the end of the month, I would come back to it and reflect on that. But now I do it a little bit differently. So now I use Notion, which I'm currently using for like everything. And right now I'm like reading off notes that I wrote specifically for this video. But I also have a home page on my Notion, which I'll show you in a second. Under it, I have the month, so August. In August, I have written down my memories. Wait, let me just look at it right now because then I'm gonna forget. So for August, I've written down my main quote that I want to like kind of follow by, because I've been really anxious about the major life change that I'm going through, and I just want to have that like kind of be my intention, like let things unfold. And I highly recommend that like you cater this to yourself and reflect on what you need and write down that quote. It can be really helpful. And then I write down my highlights from the previous month and things that I want to remember, because resetting and reflecting really helps you remember the past month, and that's what we really want. We don't want to forget these important moments of our life. So I wrote down all of that, and then after that I have about like 10 categories that I also mentioned earlier, but I'm basically writing my notes on that and then how I want to improve and my rating for it. And then I want to take inventory of the projects that I'm working on. So I was working on a legging video, a workbook for an internship, and then a crochet top, and then making this Notion, which I'm still working on. My important dates, so I want to keep that in like mind, and then plan ahead for the next month. So my goals for the next month and new things I would like to implement and how I want to implement it. And that comes under the weekly, where I write down, oh, I want to hang out with my friends, do this, that, in order to like achieve this goal. So that is kind of how I reset. And additionally, don't just forget about your Notion after the month is over. Make sure that you're looking back on it. So when you look back on it, you'll remember the goals, and it's really easy to forget unless you don't look at it. And if you want to look at daily, do that, but I think weekly looking back at my goals works for me, and editing my goals. Don't be afraid to edit your goals, because things are going to change, things are going to pop up, and if you need to edit it, do it, because then at the end of the month you're just going to feel bad for not achieving your goals, where there might have been something that might have been obstructing you from achieving your goals. And I got inspiration from Blissbean. She's a YouTuber. She has a free template, and I downloaded it and wrote it down my Notion, and then I just click on new template every time I want to make a monthly reset. And my whole Notion is from twirling pages. It's so helpful, but there's just so much like small things that I need to edit. I've barely made it 50% through editing my Notion, and I want to have it done before college, so I kind of have my organization underway. So yeah. Now, something that I really want to get established is a weekly reset routine. Something that I didn't do throughout the school year is a weekly reset routine where I don't do anything but like clean, cook, and those same like small tasks to help me feel refreshed for the next week. And the reason why I never did this in the past year is because like I always felt pressured to study and get ready for the next week. Study as in like get ready for a test, because I probably have a test on Monday, so I want to study on Sunday. So the way that I would recommend doing that is keep Saturday as your reset day. That way on Sunday you can study and get ready for your tests. And not including any reset in your week can actually cause burnout. So by creating breaks, I know for us overachievers, it's really easy to just keep on going, but you will burn out. You'll lose motivation. You can't keep on burning a candle without losing all of the, the wicks. I don't know, but you will burn out. So having a reset routine every single week. Reset to prevent the burnout. So I'll be starting at USC this fall, and I really want to create the habit of that weekly reset. So here would my perfect day be, for example. Wake up, yoga, create meals and grocery shopping list, clean laundry, meal prep, read a ton, journal, maybe a fun workout class, shower, hang out with friends, something that doesn't include studying. And then everyone's reset day is going to look a little bit different. Just because you see that on Pinterest doesn't mean that it needs to fit exactly to yourself. Now, not only are you going to have a weekly and monthly reset, but you're also going to have a daily reset, and this is going to be your morning and night routine. So my morning routine are a little bit different depending on whether it's a rest day or not. So on my active days, I'll be waking up, doing some yoga, going to the gym. Then my rest days, I'll be waking up, doing yoga, and then maybe doing 1 hour deep work, and then going to class. So my summer morning routine has been kind of whack because it's summer and I have summer classes Monday through Thursday. So it's been like 3 different morning routines. But as long as you have some sort of routine, that's totally fine. And just having that reset every single day is gonna make you feel so much better, and it's gonna allow you to feel like, oh, this is a new day, instead of just like waking up and going straight into classes. Then you're just gonna dread school. If you wake up and do something that you love, like going to the gym or doing yoga or just doing anything that you love, like working on your passion project, then you're gonna enjoy your life so much more, I promise you. And especially for all the high schoolers. My camera died for a second, but what I was saying was that for all my high schoolers, imagine waking up and going straight to school. And for most high schoolers, you probably dread going to school and like the whole academic system. So at least like I felt like that during the start until I started like liking my teachers and stuff like that. But like maybe that I'll go to another video to explain how to actually enjoy school and your academic journey. But other than that, to enjoy your life during the school year, not just during summer and during winter break, you have to do things that you love, and that might include going to gym in the morning. That's how it was for me. But not everyone likes going to the gym. So for you, it might be working on developing a new skill like Python, creating an app, volunteering. Like try to build yourself up from the things that you really love, and not just force yourself to do a ton of things just because it looks good on a resume. So an example of this could be, say that you absolutely love swimming, so maybe you could volunteer as a swim instructor, and more things like that. Actually use your purpose and passion to find something that correlates directly to you, and that's how you enjoy your high school career. But other than that, the reset and reflecting, make sure to keep that and do things that you love, and you'll be able to evolve as your own person regardless of school and a high schooler. So guys, totally a side note, but look at my pajama shorts. They're from Costco. Literally, Costco has the best pajama shorts ever. Like pajamas in general, like most of my pajamas are from Costco. But regardless, I want to transition into hot girl habits. So what do I mean by hot girl habits? Well, you probably heard this a ton of times. Oh, I'm gonna have my hot girl morning walk. I'm gonna have my hot girl lifting playlist. Like hot girl everything. Just put it in front of literally anything and it becomes an aesthetic, almost like romanticizing your life. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. And in fact, I'm saying that it's a good thing that you're romanticizing everything by putting hot girl in front of everything. Because when you romanticize something, you're probably going to enjoy it 10 times more. When you're driving to school, listen to a podcast, drink your peppermint tea. For me, it was a protein shake every morning. Romanticize it in a unique way to yourself. I think one problem that can come up with this is creating like this ideal hot girl. But I think that hot girls can be anyone, and every girl is a hot girl, and every girl needs to be the same. So make it your own. You don't have to have it make your hot girl drink be Starbucks. You can have it be peppermint tea, or protein shake, a smoothie. Make it your hot girl routine. And then another tip is like creating your hot girl habits in order to achieve your goals. So say that you want to improve your physical health. So the way that you're going to do that is create the hot girl habit of going to the gym more, or hot girl habit of running more, or anything. Now, more about romanticizing your life. I touched on it earlier, and I touched on it twice earlier actually, but the last step is to romanticize your life. You've probably heard that 1,000 times, but I don't think anyone explained to me why this is so important. When I was younger, I hated being alone. I wished I lived like Alicia Marie in LA and doing crazy things 24/7. When I clicked onto social media, the first thing I saw was my camera really wants to die on me. The card got full again. Anyways, when you go on Instagram, you see people doing crazy things 24/7, but that's not real life. Real life is doing mundane tasks, boring tasks, and you could either fall in love with that, or you could just be unhappy the whole time comparing your life. Which one are you gonna choose? I'm gonna choose being happy all day, doing my mundane tasks like reading on the couch with my blanket, editing with a cup of peppermint tea, and lighting a candle. That's my version of doing my mundane tasks. And again, like I just said, or like I just applied it, in order to stop comparing your life and thinking, oh, they're in Lake Tahoe and in the beach and I'm sitting at home and it's summer, you can't change anything about it. And being a teenager, like, your parents choose most of what you do. Like, in reality, I have pretty strict parents. Like, they don't allow me to go out as much, and that's okay. I'm gonna work with what I have. Like, you can't just move to New York and change your life as a teenager. Like, that's not the reality, at least like for most of it. At least for me, I can't move to New York. But don't worry, all of those thinking about it, when you think about something, it goes in your subconscious or your unconscious, and then it'll manifest eventually. But for now, you want to learn how to be happy now, and the way to do that is to romanticize your life. So enjoy everything you do, feel it deeply. Oh, I have to edit, even though I don't want to edit. Like, I'm gonna get my peppermint tea, and I'm gonna wear my fuzzy socks, Costco PJs, and I'm gonna get really comfy, and I'm gonna edit and really embrace this side of myself. That's what romanticizing my life is to me. When you start romanticizing and making it more romantic per se, you start falling in love with it. And it's okay that you can't move to New York and LA when you're 15 years old. You need to do inner work, and that's gonna be in a small suburby town, and that's okay. That's the way that's meant to be. And doing the inner work on yourself really allows you to develop as your own person versus letting your environment develop on you. So having quarantine really helped me, because I really got to learn my habits and really work on myself, versus if I didn't, I'd probably just be in that whole loop again with, oh, comparing myself and like trying to make other people jealous, whereas like I was able to build my own confidence. And then I just want to say that I dreamed about going to LA and being Alicia Marie, but now I have the opportunity to go to LA for being me, for studying human biology and still doing YouTube, not for being someone else but being for me. So again, romanticize your life in your way and still dream. I'm not saying you to let go of that dream of going to New York. Keep on dreaming of it. It'll happen, I promise it'll happen, but just don't expect it to happen right now. Just be happy that you are here right now. So to conclude this video, I want to quickly go over what we discussed today. And I highly recommend that you note everything down that I said, because then if you don't, you basically watch this video for nothing and you're gonna forget it. So just write it down. Just do yourself a favor for your future self and write it down. And the next thing, decide on the next step that you'll take, because watching this video is motivation, but it's not momentum. So the first one is, who do you want to be fundamentally? Your identity side. The next one is unlearning habits that don't align with your future self. So this is, you're at point A right now, and you might have some habits that don't align with point B. So we want to unlearn that and come to point B. And the next one is to reset and reflect, to allow you to evolve as a human being. The person that you are now isn't going to be the same person that you are from 10 years from now. That's completely okay, but the only way that you'll be able to become a better person, to become your best self, is to reset and reflect. And the next one is to start implementing hot girl habits that align with your future self and romanticizing everything. Okay, that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it and gained something from it, and make sure to write down these notes and decide on your next step. Let's start becoming our best selves, and make sure to subscribe, like this video, and follow me on my other social medias for more content just like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully for a USC move-in vlog. We'll see. Bye. Soon as I met you, I was tuning. All my friends rooting for our future. I'll be giving all my loving to you. Couldn't have fallen for you sooner.